Dr. Ainur Rafid, who acts as the keynote speaker in this very special webinars. My honorable to the Master of Ceremony, Ibu Sri Wahyuni MPD from Man Sri Palembang. Thank you so much, Ibu, for this introduction. Also, my great appreciation for the moderator, host, and all of great English teachers, colleagues, FAST Prof, FASDA, and all of our English teachers, colleagues who have been participating in this very special webinar in this evening. Well, before introducing our topics, before introducing our race team topics in this evening, let me reintroduce myself. My name is, as Ibu Sri has already introduced in the beginning, my name is Erfiati, yeah, with a little degree in the beginning, Dr. Erfiati, SPDI, MA. Currently working as one of the Widya Iswara at Balai Diklat Keagamaan Provinsi Aceh, not from Sukoharjo. I'm so sorry for some corrections. Previously, I worked as English teacher at Man Model Banda Aceh for about, from 2009 to 2021. So I've been a Widya Iswara at Balai Diklat Keagamaan Aceh for about less than 1 year, about to be 1 year. Well, it's an honor for me, it's a privilege for me to be in the midst of this great English teachers, colleagues, as I mentioned earlier, in this special evening. Thank you so much for participating. Thank you very much for sacrificing your Saturday evening to join us in this webinar. Hopefully, at the end of this meeting, we'll have some enlightenments and some of new brilliant ideas on how to run our English class to be more enjoyable, to be more colorful and more extraordinary in the classroom in order to get more powerful input of our teaching learning process. As the narasumber for this evening, thank you very much for this occasion. Allow me to share the screen for some PowerPoint presentations. Everyone. Okay. Is it on the screen, everyone?
Yes.
Okay. Well, the title for this sharing instead of presentation is entitled Introducing Race Team in English Teaching Using PGBL Approach. This is a new approach for enjoyable English classroom. As a short introduction, as we know, as all of us has been very aware of the fact that graduate today, our students at schools is hopefully to graduate in a employability skills in order to meet the competencies of work competencies in national and global context. This is the goal that everyone is willing to gain at the end of the teaching learning process in madrasah. And also, graduate today, as we also are very aware of that, graduate today need to become proficient and has extra ability and skills in providing 21st century workplace skills in order to meet the challenge in this era. And also school today is expecting to produce work-ready graduates by developing and equipping graduates with 21st century attitudes, and also some important soft skills element of job competencies, covering the decision-making skills, problem-solving skills, managing conflict skills, and also the skills in team management, and also the innovative skills that all of our students are supposed to possess at the end of the teaching and learning process instead of that cognitive skills. Okay. So sorry. Well, the future demands also call for proactive individuals with creative minds. In this context, it is expected that all of our teachers, all of us as teachers, as educational stakeholders are supposed to have creative mindset. In this context, we have the claim that the future belongs to a very different kind of person with a very different type of mind. In this context, I would like to elaborate that to be teachers in this era, we need to be creative. And if I can say
Sorry,
something.
ma'am. Assalamualaikum. Sorry, ma'am.
Warahmatullah.
Ma'am Sriwahyuni want to say something with you.
Okay.
Ma'am, for the first, I think that Mr. Aina Ropik, as a keynote speaker, can say something for the first. After that, you can continue our discuss today.
Okay, it's okay. Very sorry because
Okay. I'm
has
so sorry,
already,
ma'am.
let me to
disturb you
start
in
the
the-
presentation.
in the way of this. Okay.
So what I'm supposed
Yeah.
to do, should I stop sharing?
Okay, yes. For the first, only a little information from the keynote speaker, our keynote speaker, Mr. Aina Rapik. For the first, after that, you continue against our discuss today.
Okay, no worries. Sure.
Okay. Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Okay, welcome, Ibu.
Mr. Aina Rapik, please. Assalamualaikum, Mr. Aina Rafiq.
Waalaikumsalam.
Waalaikumsalam. Mr. Aina Rafiq, as a keynote speaker today, a head of sub-directorate for development, our Ministry of the Region of the Republic Indonesia. Could you give the something that for our discuss today?
Okay.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Assalamualaikum.
Welcome.
Assalamualaikum, Bapak. Apakah suaranya? Silakan, Bapak.
Oke, bisa dimulai.
Silakan, Bapak.
Loh, sudah dimulai tak? Alhamdulillah. Oke. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Wassalatu wassalamu ala Rasulillah wa ala alihi wa mawala ma ba'd. I am sorry. I am speaking with Indonesian. Our Honorable Minister of Religious Affairs, our Honorable Director General of Islamic Education, our Honorable Directorate of Madrasah Teacher and Staff, and our friend in Directorate Madrasah Teacher and Staff. Pertama-tama tentunya kita menguji syukur kepada Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala karena teman-teman PJ Nasional, khususnya adalah PJ Bahasa Internasional, alhamdulillah pada malam hari ini tetap istiqomah melakukan webinar, dan tentunya juga narasumber yang sudah mulai dari host, kemudian moderator, MC, semua sudah memakai bahasa asing. Saya kira ini suatu kebiasaan yang baik, meskipun saya sendiri perlu latihan lebih lanjut terkait dengan ini. Tapi paling tidak teman-teman guru, teman-teman tenaga pendidikan madrasah di Indonesia sudah ada forum memakai bahasa-bahasa internasional, khususnya adalah bahasa Inggris. Barangkali nanti juga ada bahasa Arab, mungkin juga nanti bahasa Jerman, mungkin juga nanti bahasa-bahasa yang lain. Saya kira ini merupakan peluang yang luar biasa. Kemudian yang kedua, tentunya kita tetap menyampaikan ucapan terima kasih kepada semua pihak ya, yang telah menyiapkan segala sesuatunya, sehingga webinar pada malam hari ini semoga saja bisa berjalan dengan lancar dan sukses. Mohon maaf tadi saya kira belum dimulai ya, karena baru di jam 19.30, karena memang kami mengharapkan semuanya bisa on time, tapi justru ini malah lebih early ya, lebih mendahului ya dari 19.30. Memang kita harapannya selalu on time biar semua memiliki panduan waktu yang sama. Kemudian yang terakhir barangkali sebagaimana kita ketahui bersama bahwa kami Direktorat GTKMB di berbagai forum selalu menyampaikan bahwa program GTK Madrasah Berbagi merupakan salah satu pilar, kalau begitu, salah satu pilar kekuatan besar Direktorat GTK Madrasah. Yang pertama adalah simpatika, saya kira teman-teman semua paham dan pernah mengikuti atau bahkan mendalami akunnya masing-masing. Kemudian yang kedua adalah jurnal madaris online. Alhamdulillah jurnal madaris online itu sudah menerbitkan 6 edisi katakanlah begitu, dan tahun ini ditargetkan didaftarkan untuk akreditasi. Kemudian yang selanjutnya adalah program GTK Madrasah Berbagi ini. Saya melihat dengan adanya kegiatan bedah modul yang mulai bergulir, saya melihat aura semangat dari para guru dan tenaga kependidikan madrasah di Indonesia itu sangat antusias, bahkan kegiatan kita sampai malam terus ya, dari pagi sampai malam terus. Saya kira ini merupakan suatu hal yang sangat-sangat positif. Barangkali nanti teman-teman yang bahasa internasional juga bisa melakukan bedah modul untuk masing-masing bahasa. Mungkin intermediate itu modulnya seperti apa, kemudian elementary itu seperti apa, advance itu seperti apa. Nah, itu saya kira bedah modul itu akan menjadi bagi guru-guru kita, terutama adalah guru-guru bahasa asing. Saya kira mereka bisa mengimplementasikan di madrasah masing-masing. Kemudian yang terakhir yang sedang kita bangun adalah SIM PKB. Mungkin teman-teman sudah ada yang masuk di Pokja ya. Jadi filosofi dari PKB itu sebenarnya apa? Filosofinya adalah Bapak Ibu memiliki eviden untuk KP. Kalau dalam bahasa PNS itu KP, Pak, kenaikan pangkat. Karena saya kira kenaikan pangkat ini sangat terkait dengan karir kita. Kemarin saya kebetulan di Surabaya bertemu dengan seseorang guru yang calon 4E, 4 elit atau 4 eksekutif. Itu menurut saya sangat luar biasa. Jadi guru kita itu yang paling tinggi saat ini adalah 4 delta, 4D. Beliau sedang berjuang untuk menuju ke 4E. Nanti saya harapkan guru yang sudah mau meraih ya, yang berjuang sekarang ini sedang berjuang untuk menuju 4E, saya mohon nanti benar-benar guru tersebut nanti bisa membantu kawan-kawan semua melalui webinar berkali-kali terkait dengan kiat, strategi, dan perjuangan untuk menjadi guru utama. Nah, saya mengatakan bahwa 4 delta dan 4 elit itu seperti profesornya dosen. Nah, memang kita yang terkait dengan karir ini masih sangat prihatin karena dari sekitar 200.000 guru PNS itu ternyata hanya ada 2 orang yang 4D, 4 delta. Yang lainnya tuh mentok di 4B, 4A. Karena saya tidak tahu apakah karena mereka memang tidak memiliki keinginan untuk pengembangan karir atau memang waktunya yang sangat terbatas karena sibuk mengajar dan sebagainya, atau karena memang eviden untuk kenaikan pangkat itu mereka mengalami kesulitan. Nah, dengan adanya 4 pilar kekuatan ini, yaitu simpatika, kemudian jurnal madaris, ya saya kira jurnal madaris adalah karya-karya ilmiah. Kemudian yang ketiga adalah ketika madrasah berbagi terkait dengan best practice, terkait dengan karya inovasi. Kemudian yang keempat yang kita sebut sebagai SIMPKB, saya kira itu akan menjadi wahana bagi Bapak Ibu semua untuk mendapatkan eviden itu. Saya selalu mendorong guru-guru kita, mulai dari guru pertama 3A, 3B, kemudian guru muda 3C, 3D, kemudian guru madya 4A, 4B, dan 4C, dan guru utama 4D atau 4 delta dan 4E, 4 elit. Nah, oleh karena itu, saya selalu mendorong, kami dari Direktur GTK selalu mendorong kepada guru-guru dan tenaga pendidikan untuk terus maju, untuk terus berkarir, karena menurut kami semakin tinggi karir seseorang, maka dari segi kesejahteraan akan semakin meningkat juga. Nah, sebagaimana tunjangan kinerja untuk guru muda itu berbeda dengan tunjangan kinerja untuk guru madya. Apalagi tunjangan guru utama atau profesornya guru itu pasti akan berbeda dengan guru pertama atau guru. Itu barangkali yang dapat kami sampaikan. Sekali lagi, kami mencoba untuk menyediakan segala sesuatunya demi kemajuan Bapak Ibu semua, mulai dari kemajuan atau peningkatan kualifikasi, yang sudah S2 langsung S3, yang S3 menyelesaikan, kemudian peningkatan kompetensi, yang kedua, yang ketiga adalah peningkatan keprofesian, yang keempat adalah peningkatan karir, dan yang terakhir adalah peningkatan kesejahteraan. Harapan kita, guru dan tenaga kependidikan dengan 4 kekuatan besar tersebut bisa mencapai karir kesejahteraan yang paling paripurna. Barangkali demikian, terima kasih, mohon maaf. Mari kita buka acara malam hari ini dengan sama-sama baca basmalah. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Mohon maaf atas kekurangan. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam
warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you, Mr. for your journals. Okay. We continue our discuss today. For this time, Pan Dr. Efrianti SPDMA as experts our discuss today. Here, she is a Widya Iswara Ahli Madya at Balai Diklat Keagamaan Aceh. As an English teacher of Man Banda Aceh, she is a past prof Bahasa Inggris. For a little information for our discuss today, we will study about the basic project for project-based learning. Okay, it's time for you from Miss Dr. Efrianti SPD MA. Please, it's time for yours.
Baik, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Thanks once again, Ibu MC, Ibu Sri Wahyuni. Welcome and join us, Bapak the Honorable Head of Sub-Directorate for Development of MENTS GTK Madrasah, the Ministry of Religion of the Republic Indonesia, Mr. Dr. Ainur Rafiq. Welcome, Bapak. Good evening, Bapak. We are so sorry that actually we have already started some points of these discussions in advance just before Bapak did some kinds of opening statements. And I'm wondering, should I continue with our next discussions, or should we go back some steps backwards? Ibu MC, should I continue with the next things to discuss? Okay, initially we discussed something about the introductions of race team idea in English teaching, Bapak, and of my English colleagues using PGBL approach. Okay, and I don't think we need to have some kinds of prefacing on this idea, as I have already mentioned earlier. And here we go with some facts about how is it with English teaching today, the phenomena of English teaching today. Honestly, I'm very sorry to expose that research states that it is not me as the speaker who said so, but with the evidence basis, it is stated on some literatures that Indonesia, especially Aceh, my very beloved province, we are still conducting our conventional teaching methodologies with some kinds of grammar translation methods and some kinds of what we call conventional ways in our teaching learning process. And somehow the other parts of the facts of the bad facts of English teaching today is the fact that students are having lack amount of such oral and written communications, critical thinking, and also the ability of problem solving that leads to lack of professionalism and work ethic. And they also have some lacking of teamwork and collaborations, as well as technology applications, and also leadership, as well as project management. So at the end, last but not the least, students of our madrasah today, as mentioned by some researchers in some literatures that I try to explore, that they are having lack of religious value. And this is becoming our homework to cope and to get at the end of our teaching learning process, if it is in the short terms or in longer periods. Where a step ahead from this fact, let us come up with some ideal English teaching. How is it supposed to be in English teaching? Well, in order to get away from these bad facts about teaching English today, teachers are supposed to be creative and innovative to respond to the demand of this so-called Generation Z. As we know that today we are facing the Generation Z figures of students who are very active, who demand something which is crazy to have in the classroom. They don't expect something extra, something ordinary, but they need something extraordinary to have in the classroom with the teachers, with the friends, with all of their environments. They need something new, Bapak Ibu. So to deal with this Generation Z, we as English teachers and also education stakeholders, we have to open up our mind to respond to this demand. What are we supposed to do, Bapak Ibu? Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, audiences, we need to change these conventional teaching methodologies by emphasizing some new approaches, by emphasizing some communicative skills, and also focusing on some of the so-called 4C skills, namely creativity, critical thinking, collaboration, communication, and so on and so forth. So in order to deal with this Generation Z, we need to also provide some strategies on how to prepare students' career in the future, because today educational goal is not only focusing on the cognitive aspects of the students, but as I mentioned earlier in the beginning of this presentation, that our students is now designated to be able to fight and win the future job market. This is the main target of our students in madrasah actually. So we also need to find something like the tools to introduce these all concepts in addition to the religious concept as the most important points in this in facing this challenge in this era. As we know, everybody is very familiar with the so-called the 21st century skills. Actually, these 4C skills that everybody is very aware of, basically derived from the 19 skills of the 21st century that divided into 3 main groups. The first group, let's call the learning and innovation, and also the second group categorized as information and technology, and the third group, let's call the category of life and career. And those 3 groups then being condensed into the 4C skills that everyone is well known, namely critical thinking, problem solving, communication, and collaboration that the students should master in order to be able to compete and competent in finding the job. So this is the background and the reasons why I come up with the idea of introducing this new approach of English teaching model that is called race team approach using PGBL models. Well, talking about PGBL or project-based learning, why PGBL is regarded as one of the hero in this case, or solution in order to get away of this conventional teaching learning process. Why PGBL, Bapak Ibu? Because it is said that project-based learning contributes to the development of many soft skills with application to the workplace.
Sepertinya sinyal ya ini Bu narasumber nih.
Ya. Sepertinya sinyalnya kurang bagus ya.
Iya. Kita ditunggu ya.
Hello, I'm so sorry for the inconvenience caused due to the unstable connections in my place, Bapak Ibu.
It's okay, no problem.
Where were we with the presentations? I didn't realize that I'm away of these connections for some moments. Where were we with the discussions? Shall I do the re-sharing the screen? Oops. I'm so sorry because now at the moment it is raining heavily in Banda Aceh, so it caused some inconvenience with the connections of the internet access. Before the disturbances of the connection, we talk about the reasons why in this discussion we regard PGBL as the solutions in these problems. This is because PGBL or problem-based learning offers some contributions to expose students to a meaningful learning process, because PGBL is also, as we know, it is like learning by doing instructional teaching learning process. Okay, this is also stated as an approach to instruction that teach curriculum concepts through a project exposes principle. It is not only students are not going to only mastering the what we call concepts, but also at the same time, students is also doing some practical works into their daily life and real environments. This is why PGBL is regarded as one of the solution in this case. And PGBL is also important to get away of this conventional teaching learning process, because PGBL instruct students to solve problems and develop products. So what we call the special emphasizing of PGBL is to solve the problems and develop products. In this content, in this point, PGBL itself offers empower students and encourage students to be able to analyze the problems in their environment and then finding the solution and or problem solving. And also they are supposed to be creative by creating and designing the products of their projects. Well, okay. Bapak Ibu must be wondering about what is that race team all about in the beginning, because most of the time I mentioned the term STEAM and race team. Well, let me come up with the history, and I quite believe that everyone in this forum, in this webinar, is well informed about the approach of STEM, STEM, and then STEAM is written like STEAM, and the newest one is race team. So what are going on with this race team then suddenly appears to the environment? Well, this race team idea is basically the idea of STEM education that has already established in the United States of America, found by the NSF in 2001. Okay, the STEM education has been has been very well applied in the US as one of the education. So they call it STEM education instead of approach. So this STEM education consists of some aspects of science, ST, and then technology, engineering, and mathematics. So basically STEM was only consists of 4 items or aspects: science, technology, engineering, and math. Until then, in 2007, Georgia Tjackman initiated to integrate another aspects into that already established STEM. They Georgia Tjackman had an idea to integrate A as arts into the already established STEM. So the existence of arts as another aspect into the already existing STEM is not without reasons. It must be with the special reasons. Tjackman initiated that. She believes that by having arts in the midst of this science and technology and engineering and mathematics, which are known as hard science, these arts can be as what we call balancing or like another sense of beauty to be among those hard science like science and technology and math. So this STEAM idea was coming from these reasons. Then this race team idea is an idea that I myself offered for my doctoral dissertation in UIN Araniri in the past. Yeah, for your information, audiences, this race team is the novelty finding of my dissertations that I try to, in this context, I try to integrate another aspect that is religion into this already existing STEAM. So this religion aspect is called Re. So this Re with STEAM. The idea of Re STEAM is not without reason. This come up with a special reasons because religion is a special power that can be a balancing and also a catalyst for this already existing science, technology, engineering, arts, and mathematics. And religion is also an aspect of human life that can contribute some spiritual and emotional management for the students. So by having this religion aspect in STEAM, it is expected to have another color, especially in our religion aspect, in madrasa and our religious teaching, to implement, to adopt this STEAM approach in our teaching learning process. Well, I'm quite sure Bapak Ibu, all of our English teachers, audiences from all over Indonesia has already been well informed with this idea of STEM and STEAM. Well, to make sure that we have the same perspective about this, I would like to share some information through the videos about STEM and STEAM ideas. Okay, here we go with some videos. Check it out. Sorry, committee, how long durations of presentation time do I have for this presentation? I'm afraid I don't have enough time to play the video. Let me go on with some other informations. And at the end of this presentation, then if I have enough time, I'll share some videos about this STEM and STEAM approaches.
Yeah, ma'am.
Well, okay, this is, let us have a glance at the STEAM approach. This is Giorgio Tjachman as a founder of a STEAM, who has already proclaimed that STEAM approach belongs to Giorgio Tjachman. And STEAM is, Tjachman said that it is an educational approach to learning situation that use science, technology, engineering, arts, and mathematics as access point for guiding students' inquiry, dialogue, and critical thinking. So in this STEAM approach, critical thinking, dialogue, communicative skill is something to be the highlight points to be applied in the teaching learning process. Well, let's also glance at the STEAM with the additional of Ray that contributes to the presenting of Ray's STEAM. This Ray's STEAM idea comes up with some perspective of what we call the concept, the ideal concept of the 21st century of Islamic education model that was stated by Arif Rahman, who believed that the Hello?
STEAM.
Okay, may I continue? Well, so this religious aspect is another aspect that is regarded as an ideal aspect to be integrated between technology and human needs in order to be balancing and catalyst for this technology and human needs for the generations. So this is the reason behind the idea of race team that I try to offer to this environment. Okay, well, as one of the approach, this race team approach has its spatial learning metrics that consists of religion aspect, science, technology, engineering, arts, that we will have a look at some of the moment after this time. Okay, in this religion aspect, race team approach will integrate some Islamic value in teaching and learning process. So in this context, teacher will what we call implicitly guide students and also encourage students explore some ideas of students to get some religion informations of the topics, and then also science. So these all aspects will be implemented in a complete teaching learning process that the teacher will guide in the classroom. Well, let's see. This is how this race team idea will be implemented into the teaching learning process. First of all, in English context, teacher can adopt this approach by using the textual context of the teaching learning process. We can just like take an example of some pictures, take some pictures that can explore the curiosity of the students. Let's say, take an example of the pictures of the waste or rubbish. Let's start up with the problems around us because this PGBL approach is mainly aimed at getting the idea of problem solving of the students. So this picture will be shown in the beginning for the students as one of the way to attract their attentions about awareness of the problems around them. Okay, let's take a look at this short text. For example, among all of other examples we can show to the students. This is a text in English about what we call plastic waste that we can find everywhere. And also another kind of text. And then what are we going to do? How to apply race team in English teaching? Okay, we can ask students some information about, let's analyze the following text and then please give your opinion about some Islamic perspective about them. Now, in this context, we start to explore their ability, their knowledge about Islamic values by asking their opinions about Islamic perspective, about the pictures, about the rubbish, about the garbage. What do you think about this phenomena in Islam? Okay, we can ask this problem to the students, and then we can discuss about the problems that might occur to the waste. Let's ask the students, do you have any ideas on how to solve the problems? In this context, we start to explore their ability in problem solving. Let's see if they have some creativity to get away of these problems. And also, slow but sure, we can guide the students to some of the what we call PGBL steps to discuss about some possible activities that we could do to recycle and reuse the waste into useful goods. In this step, we guide them to start their project with the project-based learning. Coming next to the design, you can encourage students in groups or individual. Let's say in group of 4, please design your projects with your friends in group of 4. Okay, and then determine the schedule to finish it. We also need to pay attention to the schedule to finish the project, and then consult your teachers for the progress, and also testing the final project, and last but not least, evaluate and revise them. This kind of cycles. I believe that everyone is very well informed that this is the step that we have to consider when we want to implement a project-based learning. Well, still about this race team metrics. Okay, with the aspects of race, team, religion, how to explore their ability in religion, science, technology, engineering, arts, and mathematics. In this practice, as I mentioned previously, that this religion aspects of race team, we can have some kind of what we call basic question, asking them with the basic questions about Islamic perspective about ways and littering, and also some other perspective of Islam. And also science. I'm sure, Bapak Ibu, on your mind, now you are thinking about how to explore, how to encourage students to expose their religion skill, science skill, technological skill, engineering skill, and arts, also mathematics skill, at one complete learning packages. So here I come up with some guidance. Okay, to explore their religious ability, their religious value, we can perhaps ask them with the basic question, asking with the basic questions in GBL, like the concepts of cleanliness in Islam. We can ask students, we can guide them to the kind of short dialogue in the beginning of the class with some concepts of cleanliness in Islam. What do you think, students, about concept of cleanliness in Islam? Then they will start, I'm sure students will provide some answers in their own perspective. And also we must be very familiar with some hadith and surah related to the importance of cleanliness in Islam. Then we quite sure that our students will think about al-Islamu nadif, or some kind of hadith and verses that lead us to the urgencies of cleanliness to implement. Okay, and also we can ask students, what do you think about the Islamic perspective about littering? Okay, is it allowed in Islam? Littering, is it allowed? Is it a good practice to do? What do you think about this perspective? Let them discuss with friends and also teachers. Then another aspect of race team is science. Science, in introducing science aspects in the teaching learning process, we can refer to the text and the picture that we already mentioned in the beginning, that there are some materials used in making plastic tools. Okay, in this context, if we need some helps from our science teachers, we can ask them to collaborate in this teaching learning process. Or if you as English teachers have enough ability and skill to explore some information about science, you can do it yourself or with some colleagues participations. And also to explore some science aspect, we can also refer to the plastic recycling period that takes a very long time in what we call in the recycling period, and also the dangers of plastic waste. And these all aspects belong to science aspect that we can explore from the teaching learning process of this text. And also talking about technology aspects, in terms of technology, we can introduce technology by asking them to search some information dealing with the projects that they are doing. For example, we can ask them to search some information on the internet sources using their gadgets or whatever that our Generation Z is very familiar with. And also by using IT application for the project design. And in this context, they are using technological aspects in the teaching learning process of DNCs. They will, as we know that our students at SMA or MA grade are very well trained in using this IT application, like some programs, Corel, and drawing some project and designing the projects. They will use these technological values to finish the projects. Okay, in terms of engineering aspects, we can also introduce engineering aspects in the race team approach by let's say asking the possible design of plastic waste that what we call the possible design of plastic waste recycling process. We can start up with the questions. Do you have any ideas on how to design these unuseful plastic waste to be useful products? Let's say, let's imagine they will respond, we will create some kinds like artificial plastic bags, or we will design some flower face or some kinds of fences from the unuseful bottles of mineral water. Let's say this are supposed to be the response of the students. Then you can imagine. Okay, and in terms of arts, there are so many aspects of arts that we can introduce, we can explore to our classroom. As we know that English or language in general is part of the art. So we can use some of our basic competencies in English teaching in arts aspects. By using arts aspects, students can understand English text. This is also one of the skills of arts that they have, and also students can use English skills in writing the project report and presentations, because at the end of the project they will write the reports and also they present it. So when the students are able to perform a wonderful presentation with nice writing skills of the project, so this is another adding value for their English skills ability. In terms of arts, they also can use the art senses to beautify the final project. Let's say they can finalize the project with a beautiful and wonderful color, accessories, ornaments, and some other kinds of art that they can integrate into their products for finalization. Now, and this is the most horrible points, mathematics. Audiences, most of us, most of our generations, they identify mathematics is a hard subject. Even me as a speaker, math for me is such horrible subjects to deal with. From I was a child until today and tomorrow on, math is like horrible subjects for me. But then, as far as I have explored on some literatures, that students feel what we call, they have less scary in learning math, while math is integrating into another subjects when they don't call it mathematics, but unintentionally they learn mathematics in these subjects. You can imagine when our students learn mathematics in English subjects, they don't aware of the fact that this is math, but they learn it and successfully did so. So this mathematics aspect can be taken from, let's say, when the students design some plastic waste as a form of what we call plastic bags. Okay, then that plastic bags has some shapes of geometrical shapes that will be involved in designing the products. And this is also mathematics. Okay, and also mathematics aspect can also be integrated from the comparison of size that they use in designing their bag, in designing their flowery face, in designing their product, the waist. They use the length, width, height. So this is mathematics. So they can start their calculation using their mathematical numbers. So this is what we call mathematics aspects in race team. Okay, here are some ideas of the race team projects that we can be based on some ideas to go with. Okay, these are some of the products that all of students, kids, teenagers have already contributed to teaching learning process. They have created some science project with some of the unuseful projects to be very useful, and brightful ideas to make the teaching learning process more wonderful and enjoyable. STEM activities, students could finally create a recycled plastic flowers from some unuseful waste that they did some kinds of engineering way to produce this product, and also some engineering design. They did some kinds of trial and discussion with their friends. Okay, we can see some of the students look so enthusiastic in the discussion with the teachers on how to what we call design the very wonderful products. Okay, and these are some of the evidence of the race team implementation in Banda Aceh in the past few months that I did for my research work, for my dissertations. But at that context, I did it on Pi teaching, on the Islamic teaching, not in English teaching. But more or less, all of the students look so enthusiastic in participating and sharing some ideas about what kind of products that are we going to create at the end. They feel so enthusiastic and so enjoyable in the classroom, and they most of the times feel the serious participations that they need to perform in the classroom. Okay, and these are some of the ideas of the race team projects that the student could perhaps carry out in finding the goal of these race team approaches. Well, let's experience a wonderful English class in our great madrasah with the race team approaches, audiences.
Ma'am.
Yes.
I think that we can give a chance for our participant to ask something about your explanation to this.
Sure, Ibu. We please to all of our participants to contribute, share some ideas, comments, and critical, also some additional information that perhaps we need to discuss in this very wonderful evening.
Okay. Bapak Ibu, please, if you want to ask something about our discuss today, you can ask to our expert, Pan Dr. Evianti. Okay, if you have something want to ask.
Yes, Miss.
Yeah.
Sis.
Mr. Tasrun Yasuk. Okay.
Yes.
So you want to
Okay.
ask something?
Yes,
Yeah.
I want to ask something.
Okay.
Okay, I think it is very interesting material. Yeah, it's been about the rest team because we are teach in madrasah. And my question is it possible that the teaching using the team teaching, not individual teaching? Because I think it is integrated teaching. Yeah, integrated teaching. Not only the student, maybe the teacher can be integrated too. So I think when it is teaching in individual, I think it is hard to me because we must think about all competent and which is connected to be one orientation. It means to make the interesting teaching to the student. So is it possible that to do this risk team, we are teaching in team teaching. Okay, thank you.
Okay. Okay, Pak Tasrun, thank you very much for your attention and very great questions. Actually, this question is not only for me as the what we call narasumber, but also for everyone to contribute. But let me put my best effort to share some ideas about this collaborative teaching learning in the classroom. Actually, if your question is about is it possible or not, my big answer is yes, it is possible. Nothing is impossible, Pak. Okay, everything is possible if we want to do so. If we have a passion to be creative and innovative, we have to be crazy, Bapak Ibu audiences, especially English teachers. Yeah, to be crazy in a positive way and innovative meaning is that we need to do something that is out of the box. We need to do something which is out of the comfort zone. As we know that today we have the single, the what we call the silo teaching learning process, where all subject is standing alone as itself. Let's say this is math, this is English, this is science or IPA, this is Islamic studies. But then when we put them all interconnected and holistic, integrated in all aspects, we would have some positive sides of our teaching learning process, and for sure it will be more enjoyable. For instance, let's say I myself is lacking of knowledge about mathematics, but then in my race team projects, I need to deal with some mathematics issues. And in this context, I have two solutions to do. The first one, I want to do my best to dare teaching mathematics and learn some more things about mathematics by myself in order to be able to teach the subject. But the other possible things to do is to ask for my mathematics teachers colleagues to join me in my class. And it doesn't take so long, and it doesn't need to be very formal, but then you need to invite someone to be in your classroom for some mathematical explanation that you will also contribute in, let's say, listening and some also other aspects. I think to be in a collaborative teaching is always wonderful. We will learn something that we don't have so far. Pak Tasrun, am I answering your question?
Yeah, thank you.
Okay. Okay, Mr. Tasrun. Mr. Tasrun ngajarnya di mana? So you are teacher in?
Manban Cilacap.
Oh, Manbantu Cilacap.
Yeah.
Okay. Mr. Tasrun, it is suitable with all the level, not only for the thematic as for the madrasah ibtidaiyah, but it can be used for the madrasah sanawiyah and madrasah aliyah, because this is collaborative teaching for our teachers.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Any others?
Maybe they are different, maybe.
Okay. Bapak Ibu?
I want to ask.
Okay, Mr. Damayanti. Okay, from the Bogor, Mr. Damayanti. Yes,
Thank
please.
you. Yeah, actually, I've written the question on chat room, but if it is okay, I will say. In my opinion, this RIS-team approach is very interesting and in line with our new curriculum, Merdeka curriculum.
Yes.
In this case,
Yes, indeed.
yeah,
Yes.
it's very suitable, in line. The aspect of the student, so the student can accelerate the four competencies, not only cognitive, psychomotor, and also, but also religious and also social. So I agree with you, Ibu presenter,
Evianti.
Ibu Evianti. Yeah. I agree, and it will be better if this RIS-team approach will be done by the collaborative teachers. Yeah. So I am agree that if one project-based learning done by many teachers, not only for English teacher, but also for some other teachers like mathematics, physics, science, and others. Yeah.
For all the teachers.
So maybe later I will ask our madrasah to do like Mr. Evi done. Thank you for the inspirations.
Okay, thank you, Ma'am Sri Damayanti. Okay, so any others question from the participant?
Thank you very much, Bu Sri, for your encouragement of this race team approach. And it is, I appreciate your supports, and yeah, it is in line with the Merdeka Belajar and especially with the prototype curriculums. Yeah,
Good.
where that prototype curriculums is putting some emphasizing on the project-based learning. So this is an answer for so long questions, and this is the time to get out of the box and out of comfort zones.
Yes. Maybe
And with the
problem
collaborative teachers, yes,
collaborative teachers.
I do agree with Ibu. With the collaborative teachers, actually, this is a great idea to collaborate with other teachers, with other subject teachers, instead of being alone, only English teachers. But the problem is that it is not always easy to match the schedule among all of teachers, because everybody has the certain timetable for teaching. And in case we have some adjustment of schedule, it is easy to apply with the collaborative teachers. But as I experienced in my field research in the past few months, I did it in some of elementary schools in Banda Aceh and Aceh Besar. What happened in the field was that there were some of the teachers who could they could do this race team project by themselves, and also some of the madrasah, some of the schools, they invite the neighbor teachers to collaborate in their classroom. And as I could see in the field, they look so enthusiastic in participating and supporting each other. And in this context, we could have some other values like collaborative values, communication values, and also some cooperative values that we have among teachers.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe there are so many problems at first. Initially, it is hard to untuk menyatukan the teacher should have one perceptions about one project-based learning. It is
more the teachers.
big obstacle maybe.
Okay.
Okay. Any other question? Mr. Ainul Rafiq want to ask something with Ma'am Eprianti? Ma'am Trisna want to ask? Hello, Ma'am Trisna, you want to ask something? Or Mr. Ainul Rafiq? Okay.
Assalamualaikum.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Okay, ma'am. You want to ask something?
May I ask something?
Sure, please
Okay.
take your time, please.
It is important. I think it is important title for us. For English teacher, we always do it in the class, okay. But this is not the newest title, but sometimes we always forget about it. Okay, Bapak Ibu, yeah. Okay, but I have a question about on slide about ideally teaching English. Point 7. If I'm not wrong. Yeah. Because we have 4 skills. Yeah, speaking, reading, listening, and writing. But I have heard that there is one skill more about review. Is it? I think for me, if we are as a language teacher, reviewing is the most important for us. Why? Because it is for practicing our students how to say something about English. Because not easy for us to grow up their motivation, their trust to say something by English, right? Why? Because I always talk to our friends around Zona, that we must be the first word wherever we are. We don't care that our partner never respond to our speaking, but it is the most important for us. We must be the first word, right? So, how about your idea about the 5 skill is reviewing? Okay, Ibu Narsum, maybe you have an
Yes.
idea. Okay, and Bapak Ibu, I feel sorry because Taman Mini and its surrounding ada pemadaman listrik from 8. Nah, ini sudah mulai ya Bapak Ibu. Mohon izin, takut saya langsung dimatikan ini dari pusatnya. So I cannot join up to the end. Okay, thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you very much, Ibu Tris, for your comments, sharing, and also a little point to discuss. Dealing with the, if I'm not mistakenly concluding, because I also experienced these unstable connections in Banda Aceh. This is also some disturbances. If I could sum up, the problem was about how to encourage our students to speak up, Ibu ya. It is not always easy to get them speak up at all opportunities. But what I can suggest is, as I have ever experienced in our madrasah when I was an English teacher at Man Model Banda Aceh, I did some kinds of what we call, yes, I was a teacher in Man Model Banda Aceh for, from 2009 until 2021, such a long time. Actually, I did something like no English, no service for my students. And I also, implement, I did so with no chance to protest.
One more. No?
Yes, Ibu, sorry.
Yeah, one more. What is your quote? No service, no English.
No English, no service.
English not successful. Continue, please.
So sorry, my network is terrible, and I can't listen clearly. Could you please expose it once again?
No problem, ma'am. We continue our discuss.
So sorry, I lost some points of mysteries information. Or perhaps some other students have some ideas about. Miss Sylvie, would you say something?
I ask you that I like your quote. No English, no service, is it?
No English, no service. I'm so sorry to say that.
Okay, good.
Yeah, so every time you meet me, students, I'm not going to serve you unless you use English.
Okay, good. I like it. It is a good idea. And inshallah.
Why not? We are English teachers, so English is our weapon, and English is our treasure to be proud of.
Yes.
So I would like to encourage everyone to do so.
Thank you.
No worries.
Okay. Maybe can I some idea?
Sure, Pak Ridwan, take your time.
Ridwan, please.
Maybe the other topic, maybe I have maybe you can give statement or maybe the other. The curriculum Merdeka, I have you write in PPT, changing conventional method gitu. But my idea, the method or all of method depend on situation, and the method be good or bad depend on situation. Maybe you have a statement. Okay, maybe. I so I have, because now the Merdeka curriculum. Maybe you have a statement. This my statement. Okay.
Okay, thank you so much for your comments and sharing, and some point to share, Pak Ridwan. Actually, dealing with the statement about, let's say, conventional teaching and learning process, it is not me, it is not Erfiati who said so, but as I explore on some literature reviews, it is stated on the literature reviews, Bapak. And I'm so sorry to expose this finding that it is generated that most of English teachers in some degrees, we as English teachers are still using conventional way of teaching. Let's say, let's blame grammar translation methods, which we are always most of the time implement in our classroom. This is actually not too bad to practice. I agree with Pak Ridwan. This is not too bad to do, but in some degrees, this is like, let's avoid these tools to use in the classroom, because for example, when we say something in English, then we find our students like getting some confusing of understanding the sentences or the contextual perspective. It is not really nice to offer them some helps in our languages, in our mother tongue, in our Bahasa Indonesia. So this is what I wrote as a conventional way of teaching. This is not too bad, but as the researchers and publishers expose, so I try to expose this in the beginning of this discussion. Yeah, this is not as easy as what we call playing our right and left hands and palms to move on. It takes time, but it needs process, but we can try from now on. Bapak, am I answering your question?
Okay, thank you.
Okay, Pak.
Okay, Mr. Ridwan. Okay, any other question? Thank you, ma'am. I think that your explanation is very good. This is we can get more information about our discuss today in the special for PGBL project-based learning for the 3 STEAM. So any other question? Ada pertanyaan lagi yang lain?
Seems Pak Andrian has raised.
Okay, Pak Andrian Kaifan. Okay, please. Adrian Kaivan dari mana?
Very sorry, Pak Andrian, we can't hear your voice.
Your speaker, please.
Very sorry, Pak Andrian, we can't hear your voice.
Sorry, Pak Adrian, your speaker.
Unmute, maybe Pak Andrian. Like maybe headset, like headset maybe.
Yeah, this is always a problem with our long distance learning. Okay. Oh.
Maybe I before Fadrian some question or statement. I like this term because the new modern method, Miss Evianti, like maybe you can give some some example the videos with STEM, because
Okay.
all subject to take some this STEM like math, maybe religion, maybe the other time I need the example.
Yeah, sure. Thank you, Pak Ridwan. Actually, in the beginning, I initiated to show the videos about STEM and STEAM, with also the video of my race team approaches that I implemented in the fields for my doctoral dissertations in the past few months. But due to the limitation of time that I was informed to have only 30 minutes at most for presentation, so I skipped this step. But then I'm now preparing for some workshops to do with the Kementerian Agama Provinsi Aceh for some kind of socializations and workshops for these race team projects. Then when the videos and some technical works are completely done, would be very glad to share and need your comments and some critical for some better works. And this is not easy, Pak, to what we call to work out of the box, and we need to work each other to make sure that English is one of the subjects whose teachers are crazy in terms of innovations and some creativity and also some critical thinking.
Okay.
I'm so sorry to say so, but crazy in positive ways.
Yes. Okay.
Okay, ma'am. You can share the material for us in this discuss. Okay.
Okay. Should I share on the chat groups?
Adrian, raise head maybe itu.
Maybe Pak Adrian can comment.
Adrian, you can write your question in the chat.
Pak Andrian maybe has something trouble. Okay, let me ask, not asking actually, Dr. Erfi. This is kind of discussing, I think, yeah, because this is a very wonderful topic, yeah. Regarding to our situation today, like curriculum, BKM, and then prototype, yeah, prototype curriculum. And it is really, really exciting, especially for the researchers. Want to conduct a research like this. I agree with Ibu just now said that we need a collaborative teacher to do this project, because this is not easy if we make a project, even though that nowadays we want to upgrade our model in PJBL. Of course, we need kind of. Oh, sorry, my laptop is off. Let me.
It's okay. Your
Yes.
statement or comment is good.
Okay. Okay. The point is, first, this is good for me because we are lecturers. It needs that every single semester we need to have a new research. I think Bu Erfi, if you really want to join with me, I'm really happy. I'm really happy, because this is good for our students, especially at level university, because regarding to the speaking ability, I know that some of our students, it's really difficult. They really want to talk in front of the audience. I don't know, because of their lack of confidence or lack of something like they don't want to show up their confidence. But without English, they like to speak in the classroom. But when I try to ask them to speak English, they really keep silent. I think this is a very good project if we try it. Maybe next semester I would like to implement this kind of project. But again, we need a collaborative teacher to do that. Not only not only one lecturers, maybe, yeah, maybe one or two or more lecturer, or we need some school to do that. For example, we have a project for elementary at the rural area, for example. Maybe Bu Ervi want to do this project to be a successful project, but it needs time, maybe one semesters, and after that we can continue, or I think this project, it will be sustainable, Bu Ervi. Not only one time to make this research, so we have to be sustainable or continue, because this is good for the future of our academic system or educational system, to maybe to switch. Even though that I believe every model is good, every model is good and every method is good, but it's not a mistake if you don't try to this, especially for the rural area or a remote area, for some school at elementary or at junior high school, to make we started from very simple project like just now littering, and if we try to make a relationship between this project and religion. Of course, in our religion state that we have to be clean as a Muslim people, right? And what I would like to say here, don't stop, Bu Ervi, do not stop only one school, and you can continue, or you can open class to promote this kind of project to yeah, especially for the rural school or in remote area. That's all that I would like to say, Bu Ervi. Thank you.
Thank you, Ma'am Lisna.
Wow. Yeah. Wow. Yeah, I can say
ma'am.
something.
This is support.
It's only wow for this great
The
support. from my
story, good story.
Yes.
and all sisters and
Experience,
brothers in Indonesia.
Because
It is
when
a privilege
I Google
to
just now,
join.
Bu Ervi,
Yes?
when I because just now I saw your name when I tried to search.
Oh my God.
Oh, yes, thank you.
Name, your name is appearing.
Thank you.
So
Thank you so much.
that's good.
Actually,
that's a good project. So you have to continue.
Thank
You have to continue.
Thank you so much,
That's all.
sister, for your endless supports and encouragement, actually. And it's an honor for me. It's a privilege for me to join, to collaborate with some of you as academician in the university level. And I'm planning to publish this into my journals, in the Scopus journal very soon, inshallah, next coming few months for publishing, hopefully, if nothing happens. And then still, this is this project, this approach, this model, or this finding is still far from perfectness. And I'm very appreciating all of your criticizings, and also some of your improvisations for the better results of this work. And this is for sure a sustainable project, and this is also the long-term projects to go with. And I need to be able to encourage all of educational stakeholders, especially in Banda Aceh, in Aceh province, and in Indonesia, to actually to implement and apply, and to get the same idea with what I have on this race team idea. I mean, if they can, why can't we? If Georgia Tiakman can what we call do something for the STEAM idea by integrating that aspect of arts into the STEM, why not? Why can't we have another most important religious aspects into that already existing STEAM approach? And as the teachers of madrasah, even I'm currently not working as a teacher in madrasah anymore, but still the passion English teacher is still here, especially now I'm joining the fast prof for madrasah, and I'm still I'm still keen on fighting to make this project successful and what we call officially accepted in our religious affair in Indonesia, hopefully one day.
Okay, Bu Ervi, this is a good news for you, my friend of mine. They are a lecturer at PAUD level.
Okay.
So they are doing now in project team, but they do not put Ray. Yeah? Maybe I will suggest. Because they have to put Ray. Yeah, our Chinese people it's really like, we know that the term of Sharia and Islam, right? So
yeah,
I think this is good. But I believe that STEAM not only for non-language department, like it is a surprise for me and a little bit confident for me to continue raise STEAM, because some department outside from English language department, they are really skeptics if they are going to do like this project, because but Sylvie, this is it's not suitable for our for our department, because we have a technology, we have mathematics, and it is good for me to find information from you, what to say that to add a little bit more references for me to go or to continue this project. But what I would like to say again, don't be hesitant to invite me to collaborate with you, Bu Ervi. Thank you. For the next,
sure. Thank you so much for your attention, for your
for the next article, maybe we can publish in Kiwan or Sintawan.
Maybe to
okay.
take
I don't dare to talk about Kiwan.
Madaris.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, inshallah. Yeah.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. Okay,
Yes,
Sylvie, luar biasa, wonderful idea for.
Thank you, Bu Sri.
So happy once again for everyone for your very what we call supportive response on this race team idea, actually, because basically this race team idea was implemented in PI teaching, as published on newspaper, that I mentioned it as a new paradigm in PI teaching. But today, this evening, tonight, I'm so happy that this race team idea is also acceptable in English teaching, as all of you in this occasion really support me on these issues.
Okay, Mr. Adrian, want to ask something?
Okay. Thank you very much, Bu.
Okay,
sorry,
please.
I got something trouble with my microphone, my hand recorder, so I switched to my handphone.
Okay.
I am not an English lecturer, but I know a little bit about PGBL. Yeah. PGBL method, or project-based learning method, in vocational education institution is very much needed. It is due to a survey. Okay, I switch to Indonesian. Is it okay? I have a survey result here that said ini survei dari ini Bu ya, Bapak Ibu ya, survei dari user dari lulusan dari Politeknik ya, khusus saya vokasi. Saya dosen di Politeknik Negeri semuanya Bapak Ibu ya. Jadi pada saat saya ngikut ada Bimtek, memang dipaparkan oleh Pak Wikan nih, dirjennya Diksi itu, mengatakan bahwa, dengar suaranya? Hah? Sedikit. Oke. Ya.
Terdengar,
Oke,
tapi
dengar ya?
some parts are missing.
Oh, oke. Ya. Jadi gini, jadi PJBL ini memang kalau kita bilang ya dalam bahasa Indonesia ya, PJBL ini adalah obat dari masalah di vokasi. Jadi kenapa? Jadi hasil survei, ya, jadi betul. Hasil survei dari user dari lulusan dari Politeknik ini mengatakan bahwa ini terutama yang kontraktornya ataupun yang pengguna lulusan lah. Yang pertama katakan bahwa lulusan dari institusi vokasi khususnya Politeknik itu umumnya itu kurang tahan menghadapi tekanan. Jadi it is about the soft skill ya. Jadi mereka itu gampang menyerah ya. Terus yang kedua itu kurang dapat bekerja sama dalam sebuah tim katanya. Jadi mereka itu lebih sifatnya itu ya gimana ya? Ya gimana ya? Kalau kita bilang gini, Bu Toslang ya, kalau kita bilang gini ya, misalnya di teknik sipil aja, seorang dosen teknik sipil yang nggak pernah gabung ke pekerjaan profesional di lapangan, dia akan kaku gitu ya. Jadi susah dia beradaptasi dengan lapangan. Jadi sampai lulusannya juga seperti itu, karena lulusan vokasi itu ya terutama ya dia harus bisa beradaptasi sama lapangan. Jadi bisa bekerja sama dalam suatu tim. Kemudian yang ketiga katanya kurang dapat berkomunikasi. Ini yang menjadi kalau menurut saya kesalahan besar di Politeknik ya. Terutama ya saya sering melihat bahwa di Politeknik itu nggak kayak di akademi, nggak kayak di perguruan tinggi ya. Kalau di perguruan tinggi itu ya universitas itu mereka lebih banyak harus lebih pintar ngomong gitu. Kalau kita ini 70% praktek, jadi anggapannya ya udah nggak usah banyak ngomong. Padahal yang namanya bekerja di lapangan itu dia bisa harus mempresentasikan kerjaannya di situ dengan baik ya. Jadi ini juga menjadi salah satu kekurangan lulusan vokasi ya, terutama Politeknik. Kemudian yang terakhir katanya kurang ada inisiatif atau gampang bosan ya. Jadi memang obatnya memang ya PJBL memang di sini kan. Cuman masalahnya kan we do the PJBL method but nothing is recorded ya. Jadi maksudnya gini. Kalau saya pribadi itu hampir semua mata kuliah saya itu dari dulu tuh udah PJBL gitu. Tapi nggak saya rekod gitu. Jadi seperti mata kuliah biasa gitu. Artinya apa? Portofolionya ada, tapi nggak pernah direkod. Pertanyaannya yang pertama ini adalah kan, is an observer team needed to ensure that project-based learning method is running well? Jadi apakah kita butuh sebuah tim observer ya yang kerjanya itu memastikan bahwa bahwa si dosen ini melakukan PJBL itu sudah berjalan dengan betul gitu. Apakah perlu seperti itu? Kemudian yang kedua gini ya. Jadi selain PJBL itu ada yang namanya CBM atau case based method. Yang satu lagi ada problem based learning ya kan. Jadi in addition to using PJBL method ya, there are other learning methods that can also be used such as CBM and PBL kan. The question is, can CBM or case-based method, ya, and PBL problem-based learning replace PJBL? Jadi kalau PJBL ini kan lebih ke real life sifatnya, ya, real life. Karena kalau di vokasi itu PJBL ini adalah yang membuat link and match dengan dunia industri, dunia kerja gitu. PJBL. Jadi kalau derajatnya itu kita lebih baik kita menggunakan PJBL dulu lah, jangan yang case method. Ya, kalau case method itu bisa aja nggak sesuai dengan real life ya. Gitu. Masalah yang kita coba munculkan dan kita coba kasih solusi gitu. Jadi bisa nggak ya CBM ini atau PBL ini menggantikan PJBL dalam pelaksanaan. Jadi kita nggak ngambil PJBL tapi kita ngambil yang berbasis case method aja atau problem based learning aja. Itu aja Bu. Terima kasih.
Wow, luar biasa sekali.
The marvelous.
Sesuatu banget Pak.
Yeah. Maybe I can give statement before the other speak. Maybe the moderator. Bu Sri can give some opinion to Mr. Adrian.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Because I have something with my student.
Wow, that's fine.
In my mobile phone. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, Mr. Adrian. Okay.
Okay.
Ma'am, how
Can-
about Mr. Adrian ask about this problem for our discuss in PGBL in
Okay. Before
vocation
F-
university.
FPRT, maybe I can give some opinion.
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay.
My great pleasure,
Uh,
Ridwan.
I think the first
Please.
maybe the changing conventional model depend on situation. Maybe Mr. Adrian take some unbenefit some PBL, PGBL or DL maybe. So that model depend on situation. So I give to Miss Erviati, can the PBL, PGBL depend on situation? If know about benefit the model, I need the example it. So we are clear this model PGBL, so benefit or PBL. So the model depend on situation, can give some statement. Okay.
Okay.
So if some literature, Miss Arvianti changing conventional model.
Conventional
Maybe
model.
this
Change.
literature. So to the other literature depend on situation. So this my opinion. Maybe the other different opinion. So thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Ridwan. Okay.
Thank you, Pak Ridwan.
You're welcome, Mr. Pak
Adrian,
Dosen.
Kaifan. Okay.
Yeah, thank you, Pak Dosen. Thank you, my great seniors, for everyone. Actually, I'm so I 100% agree with what Pak Adrian mentioned in the beginning, that this PGBL is the special medication for the problems that we are facing today, especially with the problems of communication, with the problems of collaborative team in teamwork, with the problems of our daily life, actually. But then the question about why must be PGBL or why not other approach in race team idea, let me come back to the previous idea that basically this race team has three main approaches, three main models in practice.
Yes, I agree with this.
It has the first one is STEAM in the basis of PGBL, project-based learning. Bapak Ibu can explore on the literatures, you can ask your uncle Google to provide some information about this. Basically, there are three models in implementations of this STEAM approach. We have project-based learning, then we have engineering design process, and also we have a thinking design model. And after some of literature explorations that I did for my research, I decided to implement this PGBL because of some reasons. And the most important reasons is that because PGBL is already well known for everyone, for teachers, for lecturers, and also it is, let's say, it is applicable for all levels of students and target audiences. In comparing with the rest of the two models, engineering design process and also thinking design. So that's why I decided to implement this PGBL STEAM into my newly found race STEAM idea. And there is nothing, we don't mean to blame any of those models or approaches, or let's say methods, and come back to Pak Ridwan's idea and complementary statement that we implement certain models and approaches for certain reasons, Pak ya. This is for the certain targets and for certain goals. And in these goals, to get away of the current problems with the lack of what we call graduates who have competencies in job seeking, like come up with the beginning introductions of my discussions, yeah, in order to get away of these problems. That's why we come up with the idea of this PGBL race team again with this product.
Okay,
So,
thank you, ma'am. Okay, because of time is
Thank you.
okay. Our discuss is very success today. I think that this is very interesting for us. Okay, ma'am, sir, sorry because of the time is up. Okay, we take the conclusion of our discuss today. Okay, PGBL. This is one of the model of the method of the STEAM, teams for the religion, science and technology, and the engineering at the mathematics. Yeah, and then teams is the suitable. This is very suitable with our new curriculum for the Merdeka curriculums. Okay, this is the collaborated teachers we use for our curriculum now. And then the changing conventional model for our student if they want to learn about the collaborated subjects. Okay, ma'am. I think that's all. Thank you for
Moderator, maybe I give some the narasumber can give the videos about
The material.
Okay, ma'am. Okay.
in group, maybe in
What
group.
is, ma'am?
okay.
The material, please. Ibu Erviati.
Oh, the file, yeah. Okay, I'm trying to send the file, but for some reasons, due to the connections in my area, I tried several times, but then it failed for some times. I'm trying again and again. Let me try to put my efforts to do so.
Thank you very much.
Okay, let me
Okay, ma'am.
come.
You can share the material for us.
I'm coming. I'm trying to send the files, but it seems a bit big for the PowerPoint presentation file, and the connection is over here is not really nice too. It's not really cooperative. Okay.
Miss Elvita mungkin like in chat or in group, like give
In chat.
some
So you
videos
can share in chat, sir.
in chat.
Or
In
you
chat,
can share your material to me, Ma'am Trisna. After that, Ma'am Trisna share all the
Okay,
material
sure.
for us.
I think would be great like, if I can
Yeah.
share the PowerPoint presentation through Miss Trisna.
Yes.
Okay. I don't know why several times unsuccessfully sending the file to these chatting groups. Is it on the screen, everyone?
Not yet.
Not yet.
like to process, maybe moderator can give some Miss Sri Wahyuni,
Yes.
Do we
maybe
still have time for listening and watching the video, Miss? Or I should stop?
Not yet, ma'am.
I
Is it
think
okay?
the video big data maybe to
Should I?
panitia, give to panitia.
Yes.
Maybe.
Okay, sure.
Yeah.
So let me stop playing the video.
Okay, you can share to
Yeah.
me. Okay, I will
Okay.
share to anyone, everyone in
Sure.
here.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, to moderator to close this.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, sorry.
Because this is the night for
Never
the
mind.
Saturday night.
Good.
Okay.
Okay. I think that enough for us to discuss our material today. PGBL is very wonderful subjects for our study today's project basic learning. Okay, thank you for Ma'am Evianti for your explanation about the PGBL, especially for the RIS-TEAM. I think that we can get more information about this. Okay, thank you for your explanation. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam. Give applause.
Warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you for spending your Saturday night with us. Thank you for your sacrification, your family time. Hope to see you again in the next occasion. Thank you very much, brothers.
Bye.
Assalamualaikum.
The file is being on the screen. Could you please wait for some moments? It is on the screen. It is processing.
Okay, ma'am.
Very sorry for some mistakes, some inconvenience. Very
Never
sorry for
mind.
imperfectness of this newly found work.
It's okay.
Okay. Okay, thank you for all. Love you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam
I leave here.
warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Allah wabarakatuh. Goodbye. Bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Okay.
Okay. Have a nice weekend, everyone.
Yes.
Thank you.
See you on Ramadan. Ramadan ya. Ramadan.
See you for Ramadan. Okay.
See you sometimes.
Bye. Leave.
Okay, izin leave. Assalamualaikum.
Waalaikumsalam.
Okay, allow me to leave.
Me too. Bye-bye.
Bye. bisa. Nggak bisa. Nggak bisa. Nggak bisa ya.